Light it up, take a hit, toke the reefer, call it whatever you want. Thousands of people came from across the Philadelphia region to march here in Philadelphia and in more than 300 cities across the world, marching in hopes to one day legally light up.
We smoke pot and we like it a lot. We smoke pot and we like it a lot.
There are over 6,500 arrests here in Philadelphia every year for minor marijuana possession.
Last year, every single minor marijuana case, every single joint, every single dime bag was prosecuted as a criminal misdemeanor. It's a very expensive process in the criminal courts of Philadelphia.
About 7,500 cases a year in which the most serious charge is the possession of marijuana. And we're spending thousands and thousands of dollars trying to prosecute those cases in which the defendant possessed about $10, $15 worth of weed. So it made more sense to get those cases out of misdemeanor court, have the defendants pay a fine of $200, save everyone money, save everyone time, and the defendant has a more certain punishment.
What you see today is sort of the Cuban Missile Crisis for medical marijuana policy. States versus the federal government. And unless something happens very soon, violence could really take place. We need a change in policy to pull us back from the brink of this.
Can you just say your views on
I think it should be decriminalized for all the reasons that we know. First of all, the notion that we would be incarcerating people at this age for the use of marijuana doesn't make any sense. We already imprison more people per capita than any country in the world.
It's a very expensive process in the criminal courts of Philadelphia. So now you're still arrested, you're still booked. To the average offender, the difference between this year and last year really is expensive.
It's not the severity of punishment that changes behavior, it's the certainty. It just seemed like a more logical, rational, and efficient way to handle those cases.
About 80% of people arrested for marijuana possession are black. Can you kind of explain that?
Well, I really can't. I mean, that's something you have to talk with police maybe about their activity and who gets arrested.
But for the average person, they feel strongly that marijuana should be legal.
But for medical, I can understand.
So why is this so difficult to get anything passed in Pennsylvania?
Well, Pennsylvania's a Quaker state.
And do you think that it should be considered a civil rights issue, given that more blacks are disproportionately incarcerated?
I don't know about that. Okay. That's another subject.
I think that the substantive argument is a much better one than to compare it in any way, shape, or form to the challenges that African Americans have faced and what we call the civil rights movement. All right.
This so-called war on drugs, which I relate to as a war on people, is a civil rights issue. Huge civil rights issue.
While supporting marijuana as a civil rights issue remains controversial, legalizing it for medical purposes has been gaining momentum. A month ago, 4 Pennsylvania state senators introduced a bill that would make marijuana legal for medical purposes.
New Jersey has legalized medical marijuana. Delaware has now legalized medical marijuana. So Pennsylvania is a little bit left out in the middle of those two states.
I've been using medical marijuana 17 years now. When I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease, I came off of 300 milligrams of morphine, no problem. I've been using cannabis now. It's an anti-inflammatory, it's an anti-spasmodic, and for Crohn's disease, it does wonders.
And the only nausea medications they have are pills. So somebody's retching on the floor, they can't get up, and you tell them, hey, feel better, swallow this pill. It doesn't work for these patients.
I would constantly spit up. There are certain foods that if I eat, I'll spit them up, but it was everything. I end up spitting up most of the pills that they gave me.
And so how has the medical marijuana benefited that?
Oh, it stops the spitting up immediately. Immediately, within 5 seconds, it stops it. Within two drags, it's done.
Marijuana is an inhaled medication. So for cancer patients especially, who are seeking relief from nausea, from pain, the fact that they can inhale marijuana, find immediate relief, that's what's most beneficial for them.
As the fight against the criminalization of weed continues, Americans will continue illicitly toking the reefer. For PhiladelphiaWeekly.com, I'm Matthew Petrillo.